Salam! How are you doing? Ramadan is almost here! I am so excited for Ramadan. I don't know about you, but I get way more productive during Ramadan. Even with no food or no water, I don't know. It's just so weird. So today, I just wanted to share with you some do's and don'ts of Ramadan so that you can enter Ramadan well prepared. So take notes! So number one, the first one, obviously the most important one, is fast. Do fast. It is one of the things that we must do during the month of Ramadan. It's the whole point of Ramadan. So fasting would be from morning until dusk. That is when you don't eat and you don't drink. Yes, it's gonna be a bit difficult if you're not used to it, but don't worry. Usually the first few days is pretty difficult. You get really groggy and sleepy and you're like, oh, I don't want to wake up to eat and everything. But don't worry because you'll get used to it. For me, I get used to Ramadan perhaps like after a week of fasting. On good years, it takes about 3 days. On the bad years, it takes about a week. Don't worry if you haven't gotten used to it yet. Just take it slowly and just try to distract yourself from the hunger and the thirst by doing something productive. So Ramadan is a month in which we should be more productive. Well, I personally think that we should be more productive. It is a month in which we should be extra careful about establishing our prayer routinely and learning about Ramadan, its significance, and learning about how to do the prayers properly, especially the Tarawih prayers at night. If you're a Muslim revert, it may be a bit overwhelming, but don't worry, take it slowly. Just ask around your local masjid and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be someone who will be helping you. The third do is to establish a routine. It's important for us to have a routine so that we don't give in to the hunger and thirst of fasting. So establishing a routine helps with our productivity, and planning our days ahead will help you to manage your time even better, especially if you are someone who is working or someone who is taking care of kids and you have to wake up in the morning to have your pre-dawn meal and you have to prepare food for iftar, which is the meal that will break your fast. Take it slowly, establish a routine, write down your to-do list, write down your schedule for the day and establish a routine, and trust me, it will help you be more productive during Ramadan. So the fourth one would be to increase your opportunities to do charity. It was reported that the Prophet, peace be upon him, was even more generous during Ramadan. He was always a generous man, but he was even more generous during the month of Ramadan. So it's time for us to step up our charity game. Like I said in the previous video, you do not need money to donate or to give charity. You can always prepare food and pack it into little boxes, leave it at the masjid, because people who go to the masjid when they do the Tarawih prayers, sometimes they don't even have time to actually break their fast before they go to the masjid because maybe they're working or they're busy or something else, so they would just take a few bites from any food that has been donated to the masjid. Inshallah, you will get a huge reward for feeding someone who is fasting. Now let's move on to the don'ts of Ramadan. Number one, do not overindulge during iftar. I know that you're starving, I know that you're just thirsty and you're tired throughout the day and you're thinking to yourself like, I deserve this food. Don't do it. I've been there, it's not good. When you're just so hungry and you start eating so much so suddenly, you get bloated and you get uncomfortable, and it's not a good feeling when you're about to go into the Tarawih prayers and you just feel so slow. So I highly recommend do not do it. What you can do is just take a few dates, just take a few bites of different dishes and take some water, and once you're done with Tarawih, then you can eat again. It's always beneficial to take small bites of food during the daytime anyway, so this is no different. Next would be don't break your fast prematurely. The whole point of Ramadan is obviously to fast, so to break your fast prematurely, unless you have a medical condition that prevents you from fasting, remember to always observe your fast and try your best to finish the fasting. But of course, for us ladies, we have our menses and everything, but don't worry, you can always make up the fasting after the end of Ramadan. Next don't would be to do not neglect your prayers. This is the month where we should be increasing our ibadah activities anyway, so praying is one of the fundamental activities of being a Muslim, so do not neglect your prayers. Next would be do not neglect Quran recitation. This is the month in which the Quran was sent down to the Prophet, peace be upon him, so we have to make an effort to recite it every day if we can. On normal days, of course, we need to establish a relationship with the Quran and to read it every day. But during Ramadan, we have to increase our recitation. I myself am trying to increase my recitation to at least 1 juz per day. Let's endeavor to finish 1 juz per day, inshallah. The next don't would be do not waste time. I know all of us, we're just stuck to our phones, scrolling social media and shopping, online shopping, and everything is at the tip of our fingers through our phones. I'm making this as a reminder to myself first and foremost to do not waste time time on social media and do not waste time on frivolous activities when you can be switching out those activities for activities that actually pleases God and that actually brings us closer, such as Quran recitation, such as doing our sunnah prayers, such as watching lectures on Islamic history or reading books about Islamic law or things like that. So this is a main reminder to myself, do not waste time. So the last and of course not least is to avoid engaging in negative behavior. For some reason, we as humans, we like to engage in negative behavior such as gossiping, talking behind people's back, whatsoever and the like. But this is a reminder to myself as well to just put on blinders for this month and practice ignoring other people online. Do not care about what other people are doing. Do not go on social media just to stalk other people or to gossip or whatsoever. Just put on blinders and focus on yourself this month. Inshallah, once you've built up this habit, you're no longer going to be looking at other people on social media. You're no longer going to be comparing yourself with other people. No more gossiping, no more backbiting. This is the month where we should be trying our best to build good habits that will last us throughout our life, inshallah. Alright, that's the end of this video. I hope that you found this helpful. I pray that all of us will have a joyous Ramadan, and I pray that we can finish fasting the month of Ramadan. I pray that we will be in the company of our loved ones, our families, our friends, and inshallah we are able to get closer to our Creator especially. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!